Good morning. So part of the work outside has been, planting seed for the grass to grow. And on the slopes, they have this mat that they roll out and they stake it down, and it has hay and seed in it and like a net to hold it all together. And that's, great. It takes root really easy, except when the wind blows and it kind of rolls back, and then it's not there. It's not on the soil. And then the rest of the stuff, they just took like this giant machine that you put a hay bale in, and it like shoots the hay out, and the hay is mixed with grass seed, and just shot it kind of like all over the soil, whether it was like, good soil or not, whether it had tire ruts in it or not, whether it was, the right place to put it or not, just kind of everywhere and see what sticks. My brother works for C.W. Matthews, those green trucks that slow down traffic all the time. He builds bridges. He put a sign on his office door that says Pontifex Maximus, which is highest bridge builder, name of the Pope. Kind of, cocky if you ask me. But I, of course, asked him, I was like, hey, can C.W. Matthews come and build our road for us? He was like, yeah, it'll cost 3 times as much as what any other contractor wants to charge you, though. And I said, yeah, but the owner's Catholic. Why don't you give us a good deal? He said, the good deal would be probably, 2 times what another contractor would charge you, because we just have bigger fish to fry. And he said, plus, you would be really upset with the finished product. He said, curb to curb, it would be great, but as far as the grass and everything, it would just look like crap, because all we do is build interstates, and so you wouldn't be interested in that. But anyway, it's interesting to see kind of like where the seed takes root, and if it actually does grow, and if it doesn't, and how well it does. And I think it's just winter rye, because it's 20 degrees outside, so it'll probably die as soon as it gets hot. So Jesus is talking to to not just the apostles, but he's teaching. And this is kind of an agrarian community, so they understand the idea of seed. And that, in order for seed to grow, you have to plant it in rich, fertile soil. And that you can't just sow seed, on a bed of rocks. You can't just sow seed in thorns. It might start to germinate, but it's going to die. And he's saying this to help the people to understand, look, the seed that I'm sowing among you of faith needs to land in fertile soil. It needs to land in a place where it can grow and where it can produce fruit. And if it produces fruit, not only will it produce fruit, but it'll produce it up to 30, 60, 100-fold. It'll produce beyond what people are used to in farming. Usually, 30-fold was kind of it. So 100-fold, more than 3 times as much. And he's saying if the seed is planted and received in fertile soil, it will bear so much fruit. And here we have all this soil, this dirt. How do you like that? You're dirt. Sorry. We're all dirt. And the seed of faith is sown among us, and we're so fertile, we're so ready to receive it. Except when we're not. Sometimes we're preoccupied. Sometimes we're focused on the things of the world. Sometimes we hear the word of God and we think, oh yeah, that's kind of nice, but whatever. I'd rather worry about the world. I'd rather worry about politics. I'd rather worry about sports. I'd rather worry about anything else besides God and eternity. And so that seed might start to take root, but then it gets choked. And so we are called to constantly be refining ourselves, tilling up the soil, making sure that it is ready to receive the Word of God. We celebrate today the feast of St. Thomas Aquinas, known as the angelic doctor, probably the greatest mind that the church has ever had. He produced all sorts of writings, namely the Summa Theologica, in which he just kind of lays out very systematically what it is that we believe. He does it kind of in a question-answer format, where he'll have questions, and then he'll have responses to the question, and then he'll have the sed contras, but this kind of contradictions and then he lays out the answer. Just very systematic. Really, all of theology that is taught since the 1200s is based on his writings. He is one who was able to plant seeds in a way that for centuries, people have been able to receive and hear and bear fruit. And so in our own lives, are we making sure that the soil is as fertile as possible? Are we making sure that the soil is ready to receive the seeds? Are we making sure that when we do receive the seeds of truth and faith, that we do all that we can to nourish them so that they can bear fruit up to 100-fold?